I'm gonna make today is a Spanish style chili. In the pan here, I've browned some ground sirloin. I like a nice lean 80-20. I'm gonna season it with salt and pepper. And then we're going to season the meat, about 1.5 pounds of the sirloin, with Spanish flavors, smoked paprika or pimenton, big fat palm full of that. You can use your choice of ground chilies. For this dish, I like a mellow medium heat, so I'm gonna use Aleppo pepper, which is actually Syrian ground chili peppers, kind of middle of the road for heat. Then we're gonna put in 1/2 palmful each of smoky, earthy ground cumin, coriander, which is nice and bright. They like to hang out together. And then a little Mexican oregano or marjoram. And remember, when we use dried herbs, we wake them up by crushing them in our palm. Give that a stir to toast the spice. I cooked this in just a little olive oil. And now I'm going to add Spanish-style chorizo. They're fully cooked. You take the casing off. You can let the meat cook out first, and you don't want to dry this out. So I put it in much later. I have 1 large onion. We're going to throw that into the mix. I'm going to grate in some garlic, a few fat cloves of garlic. And right before we serve it, we're going to add the chimichurri right into the chili. And we're going to top it with some potatoes. Now, the potatoes, of course, you don't have to put any effort into them. You can buy, tater tots or cubed potatoes. And I'm just going to season them up once I get my cooking spray on. We're going to sprinkle over a little garlic, granulated garlic. And salt and pepper, S&P. And throw these guys in the oven till they get nice and crispy and brown. I'm gonna use some bone stock in a box, beef broth, chicken broth, it's all fine. Get the chili moving around. And then we're gonna put in a can of fire-roasted diced tomatoes. It smells delicious. And then some piquillo peppers. Of course, you can just use roasted red peppers. You could pick up a couple right off the deli counter if you don't want to invest in a whole jar or can. Or you can just roast them, char them under the broiler or on your gas top stove right over the open flame of a burner. I always have piquillos in the pantry because they're a great addition to a quick cheese platter. Mix that together. And we're just gonna let this simmer and bubble together. And then our big finish to add brightness and acidity and lots of fresh herb flavor is to make a quick, very basic chimichurri. So in here we have 1 big bunch of flat leaf parsley and a bunch of cilantro. We're gonna add the juice of a lemon. Always squeeze the lemon cut side up so the seeds stay with the lemon and don't fall into your chimichurri. A couple of fat splashes of sherry vinegar. A couple of shallots, coarsely chopped, or 1/2 of an onion. A fresh chili, serrano or jalapeno. In your chili peppers, the heat lives on the inside. If you want it milder, scrape that out. You want it hotter, leave the seeds in. Throw that in there, and about 1/2 cup of EVOO. And then we finely chop this into like a pesto type consistency. And we're going to take all of our chimichurri with the shallots and the fresh herbs and the double acid, the lemon juice and the sherry vinegar, and stir it into our chorizo and beef chili. And then, oh, I know. Okay, then we take all the crispy potatoes. Oh.